What's going on, YouTube? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to dive right into this video. We got Vance Boelter. This is an update case what authorities found in his house and in his storage unit. So apparently in his house, officers, they found over 48 guns, like 48 revolvers, shotguns, pistols, ammunition, stuff like that, $18,000 in cash. You know what I'm saying? They found all this stuff in his house. You know, for an American to have weapons is nothing wrong. It's actually, that's the American way. That's a good thing. But to have 48, what you gonna do with 48? And like saying, some people might say, oh, okay, well, he spreaded them around the house. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really know where they at, like, you don't need that many. You don't need 48. What? You need one where you're sitting down. You need one when you go upstairs. You need one when you go to the bathroom. You need one when you walk the dog. What you need? Where you put 48 of them at? It's not so many. It's but so many places in a home where you can stash weapons. So that's why it's like, 48 is weird. Officers don't even carry 48 weapons. The most they got is 6 or 7. Yeah. But you got 48. You might as well just say, you know what I'm saying, you a hillbilly. Like, if that's the case, you just like to go outside and shoot cans or something. But 48, we knew you was up to something nasty, man. 48 weapons. We knew you was up to something sneaky, bro. Vance Boelter. Yeah. They found out that this man had a storage unit in Minneapolis. This man had a storage unit, and what they found, they were baffled when they found what they found in his storage unit. They found body bags, 5 body bags, a water log, a list with attorney officials on there. Yeah, with law officials on there. He had a list. You know what I'm saying? So they found all that type of stuff. And they even found gun cases. They found all that stuff in his man storage unit that he bought in Minneapolis. All that stuff. You telling me he was getting away with it? Cause if you got in some tarp, gray tarp, you got 5 body bags. You got five. But you often, you doing something. You really taking people out. Like, yeah. 5? What? You both for having 1. A body bag? What are you doing? Yeah, you did it. And then, they said that, you texted your wife at 6 o'clock in the morning talking about you sorry. And then she got pulled over by law enforcement. They pulled her over. They searched the car. They found 2 pistols, 2 handguns, and $10,000 in cash and passports with your wife, your kids, and yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's something serious. That's like, this man is really, committing crimes. He's really committing these crimes, and it was a shame on law enforcement that we didn't pick up on that in time. Their excuse was they just trying to prepare for catastrophic events. But we knew better. Yeah, he was getting away with it. He had a list of government officials. That means he wasn't done. Vance Boelter, if they wouldn't have caught Vance Boelter that night, like if nobody would have called the police on him that night, he still would have been doing the same thing. He obviously was prepared. Like in the video, you seen him with the mask on. So he was obviously prepared for the situation. Like he knows what he's doing. This ain't no sloppy criminal. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a terrible case when you think about it, because all the stuff that they found in his house and in his storage unit, it just justifies to the fact that this man is a psychopath, and he deserves the maximum penalty for this. Vance Boelter deserves the maximum penalty that law officials can put out, because what he did was horrendous. It was unforgivable, and it was unacceptable. All of these things that he did, it was terrible. And then like I said, when they went in his house, they found 48 weapons. What are you doing with that? A list of officials, government officials. What were you finna do? Go to their home and do the same thing you did? Knock on the door as a police officer and knock them off? It's like walking up to the door, knock, knock. Who is it? Minnesota police? Oh, okay, wait one moment. That's what you doing? Nah, man. Like, you had to be arrested. You had to be caught. Indefinitely. Like, you had to be caught. You putting your wife through all that. Your kids through all that. Not, you know what I'm saying? Now your kids get to grow up knowing that you are a hitman. Your kids are going to grow up, they going to the same schools, and they probably finna end up having to go to private school, like getting self-taught at home. You feel me? Because everybody going to know who your daddy is, who he was. Yeah, all you got to do is stand up in class. Yeah, Boelter? What? Yeah. So that's a bad look, man. And it look crazy that you're doing it because, it's like the police, it ain't like the police found, $100,000 cash or $500,000 cash for whatever you doing, for why you doing it. It ain't like they found 2 million, 1 million, 3 million, 4 million. They ain't find nothing like that. They just found 10 bands and 18 bands. Now, who knows? Maybe you was just on the startup. You was getting 10 bands a hit or something like that. We don't know. Allegedly, we do not know what he was getting. So we don't even know the motive behind what he was doing. But, it's just strange how somebody that went from being in the church to being in the law enforcement, like helping law officials, to actually knocking off officials is the question. Like, what is going on? It's a strange case now. And I don't think officials are going to leak the information that, something deeper is going on behind the scenes, because like they said, they didn't name civilians. They were naming legislative people in democracy, people that are in political views, people that show up to these events, you know what I'm saying, and live in these suburb, nice home areas. That's the people that he was targeting. He wasn't targeting someone who was just getting off clocking out of Sonic or clocking out of Wendy's. He wasn't targeting them type of people. He was targeting officials, which makes the crime even more strange and more questionable to what was Vance Boelter's motive. All of that stuff I just named, all of the stuff the police named on his report, on what he had in his house and what he had in Minneapolis, all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he had a safe house in Minneapolis. He had all of this stuff set up just so he can do some dirt. Body bags? Dog. This man was on a spree. He was on a strategic spree because he had a list of the names who he wanted knocked off. So obviously it's something going on. But we just thankful that he finally arrested, and he not getting out of this one. After police found what they found, he ain't getting out of this one. So you just threw your life away, Boelter. You knew that when you was walking up to that house, when you was getting ready to knock them off, that something in you told you this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. Or maybe you didn't, because you was definitely masked up and ready to go with your gun. Like, you was ready to go. But, like I said, something told you not to go and do that. Maybe a small little tiny piece of you, doubted yourself on saying this is wrong. I shouldn't do this. And that's the feeling that you needed. You needed somebody to tell you that you shouldn't be doing this, but you didn't. You didn't have that from your family because your wife didn't know what you were doing. Your kids didn't know what you were doing. All they know is they just getting ready for catastrophic events. So it's okay that daddy bring home 48 guns. It's okay that daddy always in the shed. It's okay that daddy always got military outfits. Yeah, you had a camo outfit. So, you know what I'm saying? You ain't fooling us. You ain't fooling the community over here. You can fool your family, but you ain't fooling the community over here. I'm going to tell you that right now. Any man with 48 guns, 48 weapons is either a collector or a user. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I can really say. But yeah, man, that's really the latest update on what just happened. That's what they found in Vance Boelter'S home. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to the video. More videos on the way. See you soon.